Now, I'm pretty sure you all know of the small British territory at the very southern tip of Spain, which is of course called Gibraltar, known for its famous huge rock, which trumps one of the most adventurous airports in Europe, the Gibraltar International Airport. And in today's video, it's about time we go there. Join me along as I experience having to walk across an entire runway to get to the other side, to Spain. Today we will experience what it's like to operate on such a short runway with a chaotic go-around on arrival, how the airport can be very much dictated by bad weather.
There it is, our airplane after about 3 hours of delay. Yeah, we won't make our connection flight in London.
And also we're gonna see monkeys.
Monkey with massive testicles.
Now, my friends of imperialism, Gibraltar really is an interesting place because it is so quintessentially British. There's red telephone boxes everywhere. The food even sucks.
Susan made dinner, lovely.
It's so quintessentially British that it's kind of hard to even get there if you don't live in Britain. Yes, it's only British Airways and EasyJet that flies here, and you can only get there from London, from Bristol, and from Manchester. You may ask, well, why so little traffic? Why so little destinations? And it's definitely because of Spain, which restricts European airlines from flying into Gibraltar from the rest of the EU. It's very interesting politically. So, yes, our journey starts off at London Heathrow Airport. And of course, being the professional YouTuber I am, I made all the preparations, charged up all the cameras. I reserved a window seat on the left side of the aircraft so that we could have a look at the magnificent rock on approach. That seat reservation cost me £1 million, and so I was so excited to get inside of the aircraft to film some amazing video. But I was then very much disappointed to hear that the last row on the A320 oftentimes does not have a window.
You know, I'm a little bit mad because I paid £11 per person to switch seats. I was on the other window side. And it was not mentioned that it doesn't have a window, and now we are here. I'm blind. It's not much we can see.
My life. But of course, I'm a professional YouTuber, so I asked the person in front of me to film the landing with a GoPro. And it worked.
Alright, now we're landing on runway 27 at Gibraltar. We just don't know when. The landing gear is already out. I heard that. But that's the only thing you can hear.
Well, what a shame then that this landing would turn out to be quite adventurous, once again with the go-around happening. You can see all is relatively well on the approach, not too hard wind, but on touchdown you can see out of the window that we touched down quite behind the touchdown zone. Yes, everybody, as you can see as well, of course, the runway markings are even British, that's funny. But yes, that caused a go-around, once again because of a landing that happened too late. We don't have the longest runway here at all, so that maybe makes sense. All the while, I had no idea what was going on in the back seat there.
We have had to cancel our approach to Gibraltar. My apologies. The captain will give you further information as soon as possible.
Alright, that's interesting. We just had a go-around. I can't really figure out what happened there. Wow, there.
And so let's try that again. Here's the other approach, the second one, where everything does go well. Maybe the landing isn't the smoothest ever, but at least a good stop, which is of course then rewarded by applause. Very important. Now, buddy, here at the Gibraltar Airport, you deboard the airplane by foot, but you're greeted with this beautiful modern terminal building. And now comes the interesting bit, and that's actually getting into Gibraltar. Once again, using the runway by foot. See how that looks like.
It's the reason that we're here, of course, the passing above the runway. You know, this is definitely a very unique airport, Gibraltar. Why are we here right now in the spring? Well, the Winston Churchill Avenue, where you can see all the famous pictures of airplanes having to wait for cars and the other way around, has changed over the past few years. Yes,
for a very long time, even cars had to cross the runway using this Churchill Avenue until last year. year when the so-called Kingsway Road was opened, which cars now have to use. And yes, nowadays the runway crossing is only for pedestrians and bikes, but not cars anymore, because it's very inconvenient, that's for sure. So let me find out, what does this look like? Right now, we are actually waiting for an airplane to take off. So there's a red light. Let's have a look at the safety restrictions here. I mean, this runway now seems kind of sabotageable.
There it is. We couldn't see much. What we can see is the light turning green so we can all go again.
Yes, this is an airport. This is very heavily guarded. As you can see, the gates come up, and so all the talahons on their scooters can go now across the runway. While the gate, for example, is closed, police are blocking especially cars from entering the runway and doing very dangerous stuff by deploying spikes here. Not bad. And just before the gate closes, there's also a very, very loud, the loudest speaker in the world, really, that tells pedestrians to fuck off.
And now we are starting to enter a runway. I've never been this close to a runway. Actually, that's interesting. We can see the kind of riffled design of a runway made to, you know, to support water, not have standing water on the runway. Can you imagine that? There we go. We are walking on a runway.
But you have to really make sure to stay in the pedestrian zone, otherwise you'll be shot at or something. No, they will just scream at you through the loudspeaker.
Outside of the boundaries.
Yes, of course, it's logical to mistrust, people to behave accordingly. I mean, for example, you could just throw things on the runway and make a Concorde crash classic. But no worries about that. After the gate closes, there is sort of a clearing truck with a net attached to it to make sure that doesn't happen. So this is perfectly safe. And so it's about time that we check into a hotel, which of course has to have the best view, which is the Holiday Inn Express here at Gibraltar. As you can see, it just lays by the foot of the rock.
Now here I am at the Holiday Express, which overlooks the airport. Normally that's quite a nice idea, but sadly a room with a view to the airport is only available tomorrow. But today we've got a room with a beautiful view to the hill. It's called The Rock. And you know what? We could utilize this hill quite well for looking at our first landing from the outside.
Yes, my fitness friends, it's time to climb the hill.
That is a view. Now I'm still walking up here the hill. I have to pay £19 per person in order to enjoy the luxury of walking up this road. £19 per person to enter the Rock. Probably the most expensive spotting location ever. You almost get run over by cars. Thank you.
Yes, everybody, my friends of luxurious spotting locations, we have monkeys up here. Actual monkeys. To be exact, they're macacos. I don't know if that's right. And they are the only free-living monkeys in the whole continent of Europe. And no one has an idea of why they are there. No one knows. And they're sharing the Rock with many birds, who I think all are having the time of their lives. I mean, they can look at A320s all day.
It's very strange to see a plane be below us while it's in the air. Alright, adjustments. There you go, beautiful touchdown. And now above the pedestrian crossing and a beautiful stop on the relatively short runway. Nice. Alright, and you can see now a beautiful backtrack on this peninsula of what you should call runway 09. Beautiful, that is the slowest ever taxi on the runway here.
Okay, maybe occasionally these birds can cause problems, which is why they often do bombing at the airport to scare them away. It makes sense.
Relatively late takeoff as well here at Gibraltar.
Yeah, you could maybe call this airport the airport of A320s, since they are the only airliners that land here. So maybe take a look at this A320 by EasyJet.
Beautiful landing here, done by an EasyJet just above this beautiful mountain. I really like to see that.
This is the view from the Holiday Inn Express. Not bad. I mean, okay, there's a very big cemetery right in front of the window. That's a bit weird.
Beautiful one. Very nice, and we're nicely protected against the noise. Landing has worked out just fine.
But occasionally it does get more exotic. The Gibraltar Airport is often very much used for military traffic as well.
A landing just done by an A400. What an interesting surprise. That's a bit of a shame that I didn't see that coming.
And occasionally there will be some general aviation traffic, like some private jets or this diamond here.
Oh, that was quite a bit of a...
Or with this citation as well.
The handy thing about being in such a small airplane is that you can touch down quite smoothly. I mean, this is a very doable runway for such an airplane.
But as you can see, this airport runs quite smoothly despite the operative difficulties. There is an easy jet landing, no worries whatsoever.
Small A319 too, which has just landed beautifully. Not bad at all. You're from the protected hotel.
But as I've mentioned in the beginning of the video, on our flight back, we had some massive issues, and that is weather.
Now, good morning to the Gibraltar Airport. Today we are here at the lounge, and the weather is not too good today. There's quite a few clouds here that seal off, which is really bad. I think because this airplane is so VFR, you can only land when weather is good, when there are no clouds. And it appears as though our flight is already delayed. Everybody, yes, today we don't have much sunshine at all. We'll have to see that we can fly today. It's bad because I have a connecting flight to Frankfurt, to my own town from London.
Yes, we are after all in the south of Spain, where there's not too many issues with weather. The problem is that this huge rock really glues onto fog, for example, as well. So only daring pilots will take off. Here's an EasyJet pilot just casually taking off, which is maybe even semi-illegal, I don't know.
Yes, everybody, the weather has indeed turned for quite the worse here.
But eventually the ceiling cleared off and our airplane here is coming in. Let's get ready for some flying. Yes, the usual backtrack procedure. Good. And here we can see the A320 giving it all it's got. The speed and power of Toga. That's very, very nice. So everybody, this has been a little adventure into Gibraltar's interesting airport. The reason why I'm posting this so late is because I lost some of the footage here, which is why I couldn't talk too much.
Oh, what a bottle landing.
But I hope this was an enjoyable video anyway. Thank you so much for watching this, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, good night. And a special thanks goes out to my members, my supporters. Guns Killer, R27, James Duram, That Dude, Anime Gods of Gaming, Derek, Insider Plane, Nishijitsu Finder, Professional Jamal, Ryland Williams, and New the York. You've got beautiful names.